One of England's most traditional car makers is going radical. This, apparently, is the future of Bentley.
It's called the EXP15, which is a terrible name, but it has an important job, tackling the tricky issue of how to reimagine the saloon, or sedan if you prefer, for a new century of Bentleys.
They are, after all, the masters of the consonant-gobbling coupe, and demand for SUVs is only going one way. But what does that mean for the future of the traditional saloon?
Should it be taller? Have its doors rethought? Have a new shape altogether? This car is a brainstorm for what to do with the next Flying Spur, Mulsanne or Arnage, and I'm not sure it's the right call. It could be Bentley's equivalent of the beaver-tooth BMW moment or Jaguar's Type 00. Is this just too big a leap into the future for classic Bentley looks?
But before the purists start a riot at the factory gates, I'm going to give you an in-depth tour all around this new concept car and explain how it's inspired by a bet on a street race that happened almost 100 years ago. If you're wondering why I've parked it in a building site, this is Bentley's very new design studio. And it's basically the room where the next century of Bentleys will be sketched or rendered. I'm sure it will be lovely when it's finished. So what do you think to the new face of Bentley? They're not worried about disrupting things, are they? It's, well, dare I say it, it's a little bit Rolls-Royce, which is kind of ironic given they used to own Bentley. But yeah, look how upright and kind of imposing it is. Gone are your traditional round Bentley headlights that look like crystal glasses put in the front of the car. We've now got vertical LED strips, and the grille, well, they've kept that because it's a Bentley signature, but that too is now a sort of light sculpture because this being a preview of electric Bentleys to come doesn't need loads of cooling. Even the Bentley badges are lit up, and these emblems have been redesigned, kind of streamlined. It's actually only the 4th time in Bentley's 106-year history that they've dared to fiddle with the badge. If you like your design gobbledygook, then you will have already spotted that this curved shape, so the front, is inspired by the chest of a racehorse. Did you get that? No, me neither. I do understand this though. It's got a huge long bonnet, traditionally, for a Bentley, but why? It's going to be electric, it doesn't have an engine. What they've done is turn this space into lockers for your fitted, bespoke luggage. Apparently these covers are hinged up like a grand piano. Now that is very Bentley. What isn't, when you think of traditional Bentley, is aerodynamics. After all, these were once thought of as the fastest lorries in the world, but in an EV age, drag is important, so look how smooth all the surfacing is. We've got Aero covers on the massive wheels, no silly, pointless sort of styling appendages, cameras for mirrors, obviously, for a concept car, and they've hinted at a sort of vent here behind the wheel arch to take trapped air out of there and send it down the side of the car. Which naturally brings me to the doors, and I do mean doors, plural, on this side, because this is, well, I guess the passenger side. There's a front door and a back door, but on the other side, the EXP15 is a coupe with just one door. I never thought I'd be seeing a Bentley that had a bit of Hyundai Veloster in the side of it.
I'd like to physically show you inside the car, but guess what? It only exists as a rendering. But here's the idea. It's a 3-seater, with the passenger seat deleted because Bentley customers either prefer to drive themselves or lounge around in the back. That empty space up front has been reserved for pampered pets. The passenger chair can swivel outwards to aid elegant exits. Very nice. The dashboard echoes the shape of the Bentley badge wings. And look at this, it's not all touchscreen. Physical switchgear remains because Bentley understands that knurled metal is much more luxurious than soulless screens. And there's this bizarre mechanical charging gauge showing how quickly the battery's filling up. First time you've seen that done without pixels.
Then round the back, things get even less traditional. We've got even more Aero, twin deployable roof spoilers on your Bentley, and a big diffuser. It's got this very fast silhouette, hasn't it? And, well, Bentley won't like this either, but I'm seeing bits of Ford Mustang Mach-E, just me, and from the angle you're looking at it from, over there, quite a bit of Rolls-Royce Spectre. Now, I know concept cars are designed to test out new ideas. One of the ones I'm really not sure about is this. Bentley had such a beautiful oval traditional taillight on its recent cars, and now they've just gone for the same LED strip lighting that everyone else is using. There is some nice kind of diamondy detailing in there, but is it just me that finds this C shape a bit less distinctive? How are you going to know that you're following a Bentley at night? Oh, right, yeah, because the new badge lights up on this end as well. Very tasteful.
In fact, I've had a few ideas for a better name than EXP 15.
Should have called it the Piccadilly Circus or the Christmas tree.
This is Robin Page. He's Bentley's design director and the man to answer questions on this controversial looking car. So how close is this thing to looking like an actual Bentley that you'll see on the road?
So in terms of this car, it is a vision car. So what we've put into it is basically our design principles, and that's the ingredients that we take into our future products. So as a car on its own, you might not see this in the future, but certainly the elements of it will bring into future designs, and you'll start to see the design language and the DNA captured from this vision into our future products.
But do Bentley's EXP concept cars actually become anything tangible? Well, the EXP 9F had a big redesign before it became the Bentayga, but the EXP 10 and 12 did have strong hints of the curvier, more elegant looks of the current Continental GT. The EXP 100 was a more indulgent fantasy of what the future of the company could look like, but it was still unmistakably Bentley. The thing is, in an age of Instagram AI car renderings and motor shows being dead in the water, do concept cars actually matter?
Concept cars are still important. First of all, they allow us as a design team to really explore our design principles, and that's the ingredients that we take into our future products. But also we get a chance to talk to our customers. Because our customers are changing all the time and the next generation is coming in, they want different things, and this is a way we can talk to them and see what they like, don't like, and then really prepare ourselves for the future.
So, if you don't like it, pipe up now or forever hold your internet commenting fury. Anyway, remember when I said this thing was inspired by a street race? Well, that's where this car comes in.
I'm actually a little bit starstruck that this car is here. From the glory days of the Bentley boys, this is the 1930 Bentley Speed 6 Gurney Nutting Sportsman Coupe. Now that is a name.
Bentley boss Wolf Bonato was unimpressed that Rover was busy bragging its latest car was faster from Cannes to Calais than Le Train Bleu, the most luxurious long-distance train of its day.
So he said, "Puh, I bet 100 quid or £5,000 in today's money that I can get from Cannes all the way up to Calais, then catch a boat to England and get to my club in London before the train arrives at its destination." And he didn't just say it, he went and did it. And he arrived at the Conservative Club 4 minutes before the train puffed into Calais. He won the bet, and then he had to pay way more than his prize money in fines to the French police, who were furious. And that brings us to this car.
Now, this is where the confusion comes in. The car he did it in was his trusty Speed 6 Saloon. So to celebrate, he names the new Gurney Nutting coach-built coupe he'd ordered after the feat. It was delivered a month after the race and became known as the Blue Train Bentley. Over the years, the tale got twisted and people started to believe that this was the car that raced. It didn't, it was only ever a celebration of the race, but
because it is the metal embodiment of the pre-war heyday of Bentley, this one-of-one green goddess is valued today somewhere north of £20 million.
So,
Is Bentley leaning too hard on the heady history, or is there any actual Bentley blue train DNA in the new car?
At the start of the process, we always look for an icon. Bentley's got an amazing heritage of iconic cars, and we actually chose the blue train because it's a great design, great proportions. It's also got the story of Bonato in terms of the spirit of Bentley, so that was a great story as well. And then from there, the elements we've taken from it is the upright elegance, so that's the vertical part of the front of the car, the endless bonnet line, which is the horizontal line, and then what we call the DLO, and this is the line that goes around the glass, and that's super iconic from the blue train, and we pulled that directly onto our Vision car. The rest of the design is based on modern monolithic forms, so it's really showing modernity. So we've kind of nodded at these key elements, but the rest is really about modern design.
Because this is a pretend car, Bentley hasn't specified how big the battery might be, what the range is, or even how many horsepower the supposedly four-wheel drive car has. But the first all-electric Bentley ever is scheduled to launch in 2026, so they've got to be working on perfecting all that behind the scenes.
Don't forget, this isn't a definitive preview of a single upcoming Bentley model you're going to be able to buy. It's much more of a mishmash of ideas that are going to be sprinkled out over the next Continental GT, the next Flying Spur, and even the next Bentayga. So do me a favour, bookmark this video and let's meet back here in 5 years. Let's see how much of this future Bentley fantasy ended up becoming reality. Thanks for watching.